welcome to Real Estate with Tracy. My name is Tracy Gerard, your trusted and dedicated realtor serving the Richmond and Tri-Cities areas. We have a really special guest today. We are going to be talking to Dwayne Jenkins with Credit Kwon Do. We're going to be discussing all things credit repair. So if this is you, you want to stay tuned because we're going to talk about it. Hello and welcome to Real Estate with Tracy.
Nice.
I'm Tracy Gerard, your trusted and dedicated realtor, here to help you navigate the exciting world of real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, relocating for military services, luxury properties, or investment opportunities, I'm here to provide expert advice and insider tips. So join me as we explore the latest market trends and answer all of your real estate questions. I'm ready to explore the exciting world of real estate. So let's talk about it. You can reach me at 804-400-0456. All right, you guys, welcome back. And now I want to introduce my very special guest, Dwayne Jenkins with Credit Kwon Do. So you own this company, you specialize in credit repair. Why don't you tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, so like you said, my name's Dwayne Jenkins. Got a couple of nicknames.
Oh my God.
They call me Financial Chocolate. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm known for my shoe game. They call me Martin Loafer King, Malcolm Extra, the big black credit snack. All those things. Yeah.
I like it.
My Instagram is kind of dry, but you can follow me at Financial Chocolate. I get enough followers, I'll start giving you that critical information you need for your credit. How about that? So what else you want to know about me?
Well, let's start off with the name Credit Kwon Do.
Okay.
I love that name. How did that come about?
So I have a background in Taekwondo.
Okay.
So, with that and, martial arts, when you dig down into it, it's about, self-defense and attack. And those are really two things you need to do with your credit. You need to defend it, the dark web out here, hackers, misinformation, mistakes. Most credit reports have errors on those.
Yes.
And then you need to attack. You need to have a plan of attack. You need to build up this credit tool so it's there to use it when you need it. You can't look for a fire extinguisher after your kitchen is like in flames. Like, let's go to Walmart and get an extinguisher now. I mean, it's a little too late for that. We have to prepare, right?
Okay. Okay.
So where the name came from, inspired by Taekwondo.
I love it. I love it. So you, of course, like I said, credit repair. What are the most common things that you see on a person's credit report that needs to be repaired?
Collections and late payments would be the most common things. And I think it just comes from, again, knowing what to look for, how to defend it, right? So it's one thing to be late, but it doesn't affect your credit until you're 30 days late. Right? So a lot of times I'll see people who are 16 days past due and they just say, well, I'll double up next month. No, you're 16 days past due. You've got 14 days to get something in so your credit is protected. It's going to be on there for 7 years.
7 years. So when you have a late payment, that late payment is on your credit report for 7 years.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that a little bit. When you have stuff like that, does it automatically drop off in 7 years, or is there something that the consumer needs to do to get that payment off?
It would automatically drop off in 7 years, and that pretty much applies to most negative items, and even the ones that are errors are not necessarily belonging to you. So that's why it's important to have somebody intervene on your behalf that has the experience, that knows what they're doing.
So let me ask you this question, okay? Because I've had someone ask me this before.
Sure.
So it was like maybe 4 years since they had made a payment. They got three more years to go.
Yeah.
Creditors call the house. Mom wants to help son out.
Yeah.
Make a payment.
Sure.
Does that 7 years start all over again?
No.
It doesn't. Okay.
No, it doesn't start all over again. But if we were talking about a collections,
right?
So if we're talking about a collection, yes. So sometimes you want to leave a sleeping dog sleeping, right?
Yes,
you don't want to wake them up. And I mean, you can reset the statute of limitations if you take certain actions. So one thing about my background is that I used to work for one of the largest debt collectors in the country. So I have a background in dealing with this. I was on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
I was the person trying to trick you up into taking certain actions so we could get more time to get you to collect.
Nice.
Yeah. So you want to leave things alone sometimes, right? If you stole something, and then you say, hey man, I shouldn't have stole that. You take it back to the store. It doesn't change the fact that you stole it. So, I mean, if you haven't made a payment for whatever reason in 4 years,
Right.
I mean, how would you feel if I ran up on you? I borrowed some money from you in like 2020.
I want my money.
Yeah. I mean, it just, So, and I'll tell you what, everybody's credit situation is different. That's a great question you have, right? So we're all trying to get to this destination of good credit. But let's say we're trying to get to Richmond, right? And you're in North Carolina and someone else is in DC. Even though you have the same destination in mind, the instructions to get there are going to be completely different. So the generic information online may actually make your situation worse than better. You need to get specific advice that caters to your particulars. And that's what we're here to do.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the lowest score that you've ever seen?
Oh gosh, I've seen a 410. That's the lowest score I've ever seen. Scores can go as low as 300.
I think I had a 300 at one point. Okay. Back in 2012, I had a girl get out my face. I know you didn't apply for this card.
Wow.
Score. Yeah,
wow.
I lost everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a good score now though.
Yeah.
I got a great score now.
Yeah.
But it took time but I lost everything because life can happen to all of us.
Absolutely.
I lost my job, I lost my house, I lost all of that. And my credit just took a dive.
Wow.
But I didn't have a Dwayne Jenkins to help me get it back. I think I probably could have gotten it back a lot quicker had I, but back then, credit repair wasn't as common as it is right now. But it took a while, but I got it back together. So no matter how bad your score is, you can improve it.
Sure. And I love that you shared that. And I mean, because look where you're at now. Look, you're crushing it, right? And my story started off that way too. Even though I was a debt collector, my job was to call you and let you know how trifling you were for not paying your bills. The people I called, most of their scores are higher than mine. I might have had a 700 if I added all three of my scores together. Right. So it didn't feel good being a hypocrite. So I had to turn it around, and I mean now my credit scores are in a much different place. So we are examples of you can turn this around if you bring some seriousness to the table, some patience to the table. If you're half as serious about your credit as we are to help you, we'll get you there. It's just a matter of time.
I like it.
Yeah.
So we talk about improving credit, and this is now I was on your Facebook page.
Okay.
And you made a post about the difference between the due date and the statement date.
Okay.
So those two things are different, which I didn't know. After I saw that post, I went back to all of my credit cards and I'm like, let me get the statement date instead of the due date, because apparently the statement date can kind of help you to raise your score a little bit. Is that true?
For sure.
How does that work?
So what happens is that you have the statement date and then you have the due date. The due date is what you're familiar with. Your bill's due on the 15th, but for most credit card companies, it's typically 3 to 5 days later. It's the statement closing date. That's the date where they're going to report to the credit bureaus. That happens once a month. So get this. Let's say you have a maxed out credit card, right? And you want to pay off your credit card, get to a zero balance. But you also like to get those points and rewards, right? So you pay your bill on the 15th. You get it to a zero balance. But you steady charging to get your rewards. You max your card back out, right? So whatever the balance is on the statement closing date 5 days later is going to be what gets reported to the credit bureau. So we have a lot of people that will pay off their card, right, on the due date. They're charging it up. So that balance on the statement closing date gets reported. So we have a lot of customers and they'll complain that, oh man, I paid off my card, but I'm still getting reported maxed out every month. So you have to pay attention to 2 dates.
to
right?
2 dates, and
Yeah,
I'm definitely
absolutely.
going to start doing that
For
because
sure.
I max mine out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I try to pay it off, thinking that it's a good thing. But when I read that was good.
For sure.
So let's talk about should a person settle collections? I know, and I'm just going to use myself because
Right.
I'm completely transparent. I don't
Right.
care. But I had a lot of hospital bills
Okay.
and stuff like that because there was one point in time where I didn't have insurance, and I have diabetes, and my hospital bills went through the roof.
Right.
And they went to collections.
Yes.
I was like, I don't have it.
Right.
So what, as far as settling the collections,
Okay.
should you make payments on, say for instance, $10,000? You don't have $10,000. You don't have $10,000.
Right.
Is it better to negotiate with the collection company, or is it better to go ahead and just make small payments on it to get it
So, great question.
Yeah.
It's really going to depend on the individual situation.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
know, a lot of times you'll get a notice that something's in collections before it gets on your credit report.
Right, yeah.
That's going to be the time to negotiate
gotcha,
because now you
gotcha.
can work something out before it's impacted
Yes.
your credit.
Yeah.
Now, once something's already on your credit report, now it's a lot of
it's-
moving
yeah,
parts.
yeah.
Who's the original creditor? Who's the collection agency? What's their
Yeah.
reputation? Are
Yeah.
they aggressive? Do they typically work with people? So now,
Yeah.
a lot of times when somebody comes to us with your situation, we're going to have a bunch of questions because we want to give you the right answer to your question.
I like
right?
it. I like
so,
it.
Is it a newer collection? Is it 4 years old, like your previous example? I mean,
Yes,
10K, 4 years old, I might just let that thing ride, So, I know as a debt collector, I would try to get people to make a payment arrangement because I've got you.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to take your little $100 payment on that 10K
Right.
balance. I want to know where you work, your banking, your checking information. I want to know your next of kin. I want all your information because the second you miss that payment, I've got everything I need to take you to court, and now I can garnish you. So you want to be
yeah.
very careful with those payment arrangements, right? Can
right.
you really make this payment that you agreeing to?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a lot of moving parts.
And it's good, like you said, you used to work for,
Yeah,
so you know what
yeah.
to ask for.
Oh, yeah.
So you can really better serve
Yeah.
people because you know exactly what to ask for. So, so let's just say someone needs your service.
Yeah.
How do they contact you again? What's your number?
Give us 757-568-8100.
Okay. Now
Absolutely.
they contact you.
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Dwayne Jenkins.
Yes.
I got bad credit. I
Yeah.
got this. What are the first steps?
The first steps is that we have a website that we use that we're going to send you a link to, and you're going to get us a copy of your credit report.
Okay.
It's a soft pull, and that's going to allow us to see everything side by side across all 3 credit bureaus. So now we have a current map, and we can talk about where we can go from there for your situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the time and the average. I know you can't tell because everybody's situation is
Everybody's
different.
situation is
But
different.
but just give me an average of how long does it take for someone to and I'm more because I'm a realtor, so
Sure.
with that 620 credit score, say for instance someone's score is a 400 or a 500 time frame. We don't have a 1 year, 2 years. What does that look like?
Absolutely. Well, we almost have never had a customer with us for 2 years. I mean,
like
if you're with us that long, maybe you should move on to try something else. We will keep people on our program for several months.
Okay.
We've had people get to a closing table in as little as 90 days. Everybody's situation is different. I would say you should give the program about 6 months before you judge it, and you can cancel it anytime.
You can cancel anytime.
Absolutely.
I like that. So you're not locked in. So if
Not
it's not
locked
working
in.
for you, you can just cancel it.
Nope.
This is really, really awesome. I love what you do. That's why I wanted to have you on your
Cool.
on my show. I stalk your Facebook page because
Nice.
you always have good information on there.
I'll post more. I didn't know you were
post-
stalking. I'll post more.
Yes. You never
Yeah.
know who's watching. So how can they reach you Facebook? What's your
Oh,
Where's
just
the-
search Dwayne Jenkins, DWAYNE JENKINS. You could go to facebook.com/Credit Kwon Do, or you can find us on Instagram @Credit Kwon Do.
and he has really great tips and information on there that would be really helpful that you can start doing immediately.
Yeah,
that
hey,
can help improve
if
your
visit our socials if you just want the tip. If you want the whole thing, call us, review your credit report that you signed up for.
Awesome.
right.
Awesome. So tell people one more time, what's your phone number?
757-568-8100.
Awesome.
Yes, come to Credit Kwon Do. We will Jackie Chan charge-offs, Bruce Lee late pays, and Kung Fu collections.
Don't ever do that again. Ever. No, I'm joking. Thank you so much for joining me, Dwayne. I really appreciate it. If you got any updates, you got to promise me you'll come back.
Will
This is
do.
fun.
Will do.
All right. Thank you, guys.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Mikey.
All right.
man.
Awesome. That
Thanks
was
for having me.
great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Cool.